Welcome to Traveling Towards Wealth, the podcast where money meets adventure and freedom is always on the horizon. I'm Sarah Jones, financial coach, full-time traveler, houseplant lover, sourdough baker, and your guide to building a life that's as rich in experiences as it is in peace of mind. Each month, we dive into a new theme, whether it's real money stories, the ins and outs of full-time travel, building a business or multiples while on the road, or finding wellness and simplicity wherever you are. Here, you'll get practical tips, honest conversations, and a gentle push to spend, save, and live according to your values, not someone else's rules. If you're ready to design a life you truly love, one where you can travel more, stress less, build financial confidence, shop safer, and wake up every day feeling like you're exactly where you're meant to be, then you're in the right place. So grab your favorite drink, settle in, and let's start traveling towards wealth, one story at a time. Hey friend, welcome back. Today I wanted to talk to you about just living more simply but healthier, like how we stay healthy on the road while traveling. James and I have been on the road almost 5 years now. Knock on wood, we have not been sick in those 5 years. And I attribute that to a couple of different things. It's kind of interesting to me how people, they get on a plane and they're instantly sick, right? That air circulating in planes is horrible. James and I have been on planes. We are literally in a new community all the time. We are in new stores. We're around new germs. We're around all the things that are being spread. And we do not get sick. And I wanted to kind of share with you why I think that is and where I think what you can do to help kind of keep your immune system healthier, maybe boost it, maybe try and ward off some sickness, and just really overall more health all the way around, right? Mental, physical, environmental, everything. And we don't have a gym membership. We travel too much and there just aren't, it would not be money well spent for us to have a gym membership. And when we are in Arizona, for example, the RV resort that we stay at has a really nice gym there. And so we do utilize that gym when we're there. I think it is important. Weight training, strength training, I think that is an important piece of overall health. I do not enjoy going to the gym. I don't enjoy traditional exercising. I've never enjoyed it. I don't get the high from it like everybody says that you will. I don't feel better afterwards if I'm in a negative space mentally. Working out and exercising, I don't feel better. I truly do not. It doesn't boost my mental health like you hear out in the world. And it's really a struggle for me to want to go and exercise. But when we're in Arizona, I do utilize the gym there because I do believe that there are positive effects of working out that I might not see. I might not fully experience, right? Internally I do, externally I don't, because I do know that there are lots of studies on working out and how it benefits you. I don't need to keep going with that. You get my point there. But when we're out and about, I do try, let me rephrase that. Try isn't a great word. There are times when I am more intentional and times when I am less intentional about getting my steps in. We're in Sturgis now, and before the rally started, I was getting about 3 miles of just walking. A couple of mornings I jogged, but mostly walking, getting my steps in about 3 miles in the morning before I got up and went to work and everything. And that was important for me to get out in nature, to clear my head, to prepare myself for the day. There's so much research done on walking and just moving your body, how it helps circulation, how it helps digestion. And for me, the mental part of that is really beneficial, just again to help clear my head. I listen to podcasts. Some were funny, some were sad, some were inspirational, some I gain some knowledge and some insights from. And so I think that plays into it as well. That's part of the health, right? When you are learning, when you are clearing your head, when you're laughing, that's all part of building your health. That's all part of building your immune system. It's all part of being healthy. And getting steps and getting out in nature. When we're in different locations, the hiking might be better than other locations. And so we get out and we try and hike. And that's what we do instead of a gym membership. Now, I do have exercise and workout bands that I admittedly have not used for a while. I haven't used them for a while. I'm going to dig them back out. But keeping healthy physically is important because it helps build your immune system up. Right? So we always try to be moving. We always are out and about. When we're out, let me back up for a second. When we lived in a sticks and bricks, when we lived in a home, it was really easy to kind of get into your normal routine of getting up, going to work, doing the housework, going and getting groceries, running your errands, going to bed, eating. And how often do you really explore where you live? Not very often. Not very often. And one of the things about traveling is that we are always thinking about going out and exploring. We are always excited to get out and find new places to visit. And even if it means a hike, if it means a waterfall, if it means a stream to sit by, if it means looking for different wildlife, if it means checking out a new antique store or a thrift store, we are always excited to find something new. It might even mean a new grocery store, right? And I think that this plays a really important role in our health as well, because it's that excitement, it's the intentionality of it. It's the not getting stuck doing the same thing over and over again. It's this sense of adventure that I find when I'm talking to people. That's what, maybe you're one of them that feels like you just are missing out on the sense of adventure. I think there's ways that you can bring in adventure and not be a full-time RVer. And one of those ways is just explore the areas that are around you. If you don't want to go into the stores, I'm not saying you need to go in and shop. We spend very little money when we're out in these stores, but we like looking. We like window shopping. We like seeing something new. We like looking for the things that we've never seen before. That's the adventure part of it. We've been in a million different antique and thrift stores. We always find something new that we've never seen before. That's the thrill of it. That's a thing that I think that there's a piece of that helps boost our immune system that is never talked about out in the world. It does reduce your stress, right? It's a stress reduction tool. Go out and find something new. Last night I was working the ticket booth and it was dark and I was looking out my window. I was like, what is that in the parking lot? And I was like, is that a snake? And it wasn't moving. And I was like, no, it might just be this weird reflection of something. We've got some weird lighting out there. And I kept watching it. And I was like, it's not moving, but dang it, I bet that's a snake. Anyways, I grabbed the keys and I went out, and all three of the guys on security, they're like, what are you doing? I'm like, check out this little snake friend here. Anyways, that's a sense of adventure. That's the keeping your eyes open for something that you've never seen before, or that breaks up the monotony of what you are going through at the time, right? I think that it really does boost your immune system. It's this momentary decrease in stress. It's this time where your brain focuses on something different. It's this time where you're looking for the possibility instead of focusing on the inevitable or focusing on the things that are not going well. So I think that's one thing that we do that is not talked about out in the world that really does boost our immune systems and keeps us healthy. Another thing that we do is that we eat very little chemically processed foods. We eat a lot of whole foods, and I make a lot of things from scratch out of minimally processed foods. So we are just really aware. Number one, I want my food to actually taste good. And the more processing, the more additives, the more ingredients in a package that I buy, the less good it tastes to me. I don't like things tasting artificial. And this is just me, but I grew up in a household where we didn't have a lot of money, and we went to the grocery store once a month for things that we couldn't make or grow ourselves, right? And so I just grew up eating as whole of foods as possible, right? I grew up consuming very little chemically processed foods. Now, when you talk about processed foods, that's not inherently a negative term. I think it's used a lot out there. It's a trendy term that is supposed to mean something bad, and processed food isn't necessarily bad. But a chemically processed food that just adds a lot of additives, I'm not interested in eating that stuff. And the older I get, the more and more aware I am of what is in our food. So there's a lot of studies done on it. The more boxed stuff that you eat, the more heavily processed, the more the items that you buy in the store that take less preparation on your part because the company has already processed them, stay away from that stuff. It really isn't saving you any time. Those microwave suppers, and this might sound judgmental, but you could spend a little bit of time each week prepping food for the week, prepping food for the month, and not have to eat the same thing every day and save yourself some money, but boost your immune system up and eat whole foods at the same time. I think that when people buy processed foods and things that take less time to make at home, I think you're not actually saving yourself time. And health is important for me. I want to be as healthy as possible. I want to feel as good as I can possibly feel, and I bet you do as well, right? And so for us, we eat as whole of foods as we can. Now, do I have a package of caramel M&Ms in my freezer? Yes, I do. Because we're not perfect. But we eat very little of those types of things, right? Those are like the 10% of our diet. And then 90% of our diet is farm-raised beef, farm-raised chicken. It's produce, right? So I really do believe that makes a big impact on our health as well. Another thing that we do to keep healthy and keep our immune systems built up is we take some really amazing supplements. We take supplements that are made here in the United States. We take supplements that have all the research that is available that backs up what the vitamins actually do, what the supplements actually do, how they are absorbed in your body. I don't go and buy this shit from Amazon, and I do not buy anything that's off the shelf at the grocery store. The research on those, if you look at it, they're not healthy for you. They're not good for you. Your body is absorbing less than 12% out of those things, and they're expensive. So we choose to shop with a manufacturer that has had third-party research done on the bioavailability of the vitamins and supplements that are made right here in the United States, and so I trust them, and we actually feel a difference with taking them. This helps to just help our body be working as best as possible, because even though we eat a lot of whole foods, we're still lacking in nutrition. The foods that you get, the soils around the United States, they're depleted of nutrients because they're over farmed. And so our food contains less vitamins and minerals that it once did. And so we still supplement. And I really 100% believe that is what helps contribute to us not getting sick while on the road. We wash our hands frequently. We don't use toxic chemicals in our home. We use cleaning products that do not wreck your immune system. Bleach wrecks your immune system. All those, the Lysol and the Clorox and the Dawn dish detergent and the Cascade and Tide, they're full of very toxic chemicals that reduce your immune system's ability to work properly. There are hormone disruptors in there, which affects your health, right? So we're just really conscious of those things, and I truly believe that by making those little, because those are not big choices, my friend. Each of those things that we do, they're small decisions in the scheme of things, but they have such huge positive benefits in the long run. And they're easy to do, and it doesn't cost us any more. In fact, everything we do is really based on not the cost per se, but the value of it. What value does it bring to our life? And for me, the value of being healthy, that's very important. So I'm willing to spend the dollars that necessary so that I feel healthy, that I feel good, right? And it's not always about cutting costs. It's about spending in ways that actually bring you value, right? Bring value to your life. And not having a gym membership, that brings value to our life because we get out in nature more. We utilize the gyms that are available, the free gyms that are available at the RV parks that we stay at. We utilize the hiking and the different activities that we do as our, exercise. We do exercises here, yoga, stretching, all very important for your overall physical, mental health. We eat as whole of foods as possible. Are we perfect? Does it happen at every meal? No, it doesn't. But we're 90% of the foods that we eat are whole foods. And it really does contribute to our mental health, our physical health, right? And our financial health too, right? It all ties together. Doing things, just looking forward to doing things, reduces your stress. It gives you something positive to look at. It opens your eyes to the possibilities. I think sometimes you get stuck and you kind of forget to do that. You do the same thing over and over, but do you really look forward to it? Are you really looking for the opportunities and the possibilities out there? I know when we lived in our home, it was real easy to overlook those. It was real easy to just look at the things that weighed you down, right? The wishing for vacation, the hoping that you could get away, and now we're just intentional with checking out the new things. We are intentional about looking for the options. We're intentional about uncovering the hidden gems in the areas that we're in. And then the supplements and vitamins and reducing the toxic chemical exposure in our home. All, I think, contribute. Again, we've been around sickness like crazy, and knock on wood, we have not been sick. We don't get sick. And I think that all of those things contribute for us. So those are just my thoughts. I hope that maybe inspires you or gives you some insight into some things that you can do that might boost your immune system, that might feel a little bit simple, but healthy, help you live a little healthier life. So with that, I will say goodbye for now, my friend. Thanks for joining me on Traveling Towards Wealth. If today's episode sparked something in you, I'd love for you to subscribe, leave a review, or share this show with a fellow free spirit who's ready to design a life they love. Want to dive deeper? I'd love to connect with you. Book a free call with me to chat about your money, your dreams, and your next steps. No pressure, just a real conversation. You can find the link in the show notes or on my website. And let's stay connected on socials. Follow me on Instagram or Facebook for behind-the-scenes RV life, money tips, and a little gypsy spirit along the way. Remember, your money, your journey, your rules. I'll see you next Tuesday for another story and some practical steps to help you travel further towards wealth, freedom, and a life you love. Until then, keep wandering, keep growing, and keep spending on what matters most.